Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal was granted interim bail by the Supreme Court in a money laundering case filed by the Enforcement Directorate but will remain in jail, as he also has been arrested by the CBI. A bench of Justices Sanjay Khanna and Dipankar Datta, which had reserved its verdict on Mr. Kejriwal's plea on May 17, pronounced the judgment and said he has suffered incarceration for over 90 days. However, the Supreme Court has barred the CM from entering the CMO and has also stopped him from signing any files. In effect, Kejriwal has been rendered a lame duck chief minister. Whether his fall from grace, at least viewers, in the court, a public perception will lead to Kejriwal renouncing his chief ministership on moral grounds remains to be seen. He may not do it. He may even be justified in not doing it. Might be recalled that Chief Minister Kejriwal, also the Aam Aadmi Party chief, was arrested on March 21st by the ED in a money laundering case linked to the alleged Delhi liquor policy scam. Today, viewers, the Supreme Court has given him this interim bail with conditions. It says that the rights and liberty, life and liberty are sacrosanct. Kejriwal has been incarcerated for over 90 days. Court can't direct an elected chief minister to step down. The matter is completely for him, viewers, to take a call on. Interrogation can't be sole grounds for arrest. ED challenged to arrest to be referred to a larger bench, and larger bench to examine the necessity of arrest via Section 19 of the PMLA. However, the Supreme Court said the observations can't be seen as findings on the merits of the case. That is, that we are not pronouncing on whether he is guilty or not, or whether he is innocent or not. The interim bail as order, of course, sparked a furious war of words, viewers, but we will come to that in just a few moments. The Supreme Court, the larger bench, will be going into two important aspects now. First, whether the arrest was legal under Section 19 of the PMLA. But even if it finds that the action was illegal, the Supreme Court will still have to test the Chief Minister's bail plea on the anvil of Section 45 of the PMLA. Now, what does Section 19 say? Section 19 says any officer on basis of material in his possession with reason to believe that any person has been guilty of an offence punishable under this Act, he may arrest such person and shall inform him on the grounds for such arrest. This is Section 45 of the PMLA. And viewers, the ED says that the chief of the ED thinks that there was enough grounds to make an arrest and therefore this arrest was effective. Now, what does the next section, Section 45, say? Bail can be granted to an accused in a money laundering case only if twin conditions are satisfied. There should be prima facie satisfaction that accused has not committed the offence and is not likely to commit any offence while on bail. So let's open this up, viewers, because is the opposition making much ado about nothing? The Chief Minister can't even attend his office. He can't sign a file. Yet, viewers, they're all in raptures. Akashdeep Muni, why? Dr. Muni, why are you in such raptures? It's an interim bail. This is exactly the kind of rapturous reception you gave Mr. Kejriwal when he came out to contest, saying that now he's going to sweep the election. Neither could he sweep the election, viewers. Neither could he sweep the judges off their feet. So he went back in. Now he's got interim bail. He can't come out. He's been told, even if you do come out, don't attend your office. Please, for God's sakes, don't do that. And also don't sign a file. And here, sir, you're falling over yourselves to think this is a massive victory. How is this not?
See, Rahulji,
yes, sir.
After the Rouse Avenue Court, today the Honorable Supreme Court gave bail to Arvind Kejriwal.
Interim bail.
Now what? Yeah, interim bail.
No, make it
But
with conditions. But it has also made it very clear. Did you not hear what I said? Made it very clear that they have not pronounced on the merits of the case.
No, let me complete. Let me tell you what the court said. I'm sure that you would have gone through the details. The court said, and I quote, that Arvind Kejriwal has suffered incarceration for more than 90 days. Mere interrogation does not allow you to arrest. You here as the Enforcement Directorate. Who is saying? The Honorable Supreme Court. This shows that the arrest was wrong. It is illegal, all legal. It will be decided by a larger bench.
If it was wrong, but it will be
This
decided
proves,
by a larger
now
bench
let me
if it was
complete, sir.
wrong.
Let me complete.
What are you saying?
This proves, let me complete, sir. This proves that the Enforcement Directorate has zero evidence and excise scam is nothing but Bharatiya Janata Party's witch hunt. When BJP is unable to remove Aam Aadmi Party politically, now they have arrested him. This, and I'll give you one instance. BJP knew that Kejriwal will get bail in Enforcement Directorate case. That is why, haphazardly, without any new evidence, it asked CBI to arrest him after 2 years of leeway. If there was some new evidence, they should have shown it. But ultimately, they have not under Prevention of Corruption Act. One more thing I want to quote what the Honorable Court said. ED cannot ignore material that exculpates the accused. An officer cannot be allowed to selectively pick and choose. Mind you, and all the intelligent people here, I think they understand English. I hope they understand. The court said cannot be allowed to selectively pick and choose material that implicates the person, but they have to be equally seen material which absolves and exculpates the arrestee. It means that the evidence which is for Kejriwal, they should consider that also as an investigating agency.
Viewers,
What they did is
let me bring in
consider only the what is against.
Okay, Dr. Muni, let me just once again very quickly tell our viewers this. You heard Dr. Muni tonight, viewers. He is saying that this interim bail is a clear sign that there is no evidence. Now, tomorrow, viewers, if the arrest is deemed legal and Mr. Kejriwal by the larger bench happens to find himself in a pickle, do you think Dr. Muni is going to accept it? He will say no, because right now he is only an accused. After 5 years, when the court will decide on this, we will then know whether he is guilty or he is not guilty. So viewers, just keep that in mind. I have always warned politicians, whether it is from the BJP or it is from the AAP, in this particular context of this story, that don't get excited by a bail or the denial of a bail or the grant of a bail. Don't make that mistake. RP Singh, how do you respond to Dr. Muni, who says that the interim bail is a validation that there is zero evidence against Kejriwal?
Well, then, in that case, the case should have been quashed. They moved to the court not for interim bail. They moved to the court for quashing the case. And court didn't granted them that. And you rightly said, court said that we are not deciding on the merit of the case. Only thing is whether PMLA section 45 is applicable or not, that has been decided by the higher court, by the bigger bench, and let him on interim bail till then, till the time the decision is taken, and that they also left to a bigger bench to decide whether his bail can be recalled or his bail can be interim bail can be extended. And also, has he been exonerated from all this cases or all this evidence which the ED has, then court would have put those conditions. The conditions are clear that you will not sign a file, you will not attend the Chief Minister's office, because in that case he will violate the section 45 of the PMLA where he can influence the witnesses. So to undo that, court has taken that route. But as they are, I mean, they will keep celebrating. They'll talk about the Rouse Avenue court decision, the vacation bank decision, but they won't talk about the regular court decision of the Rouse Avenue. They won't talk about the High Court decision in the very same case. Well, they do it as it suits them. But fact is, as I understand, I mean, I have no privacy, but ED has good enough evidence to prove their case in the trial court, and they will prove. And even if he gets an interim bail or regular bail also, but that doesn't mean that he has been exonerated from the case.
The court has also mentioned that in its order. Dr. Ranganathan, I get this sense. I don't know. I get this sense that the Supreme Court has realized that Section 19 of the PMLA, that it itself upheld. Perhaps they made a bit of a mistake.
Here, first of all.
Sorry, I can't hear you. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. No.
Also to speak.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can now. Yes.
Yes. Very briefly, I think I humbly object to the remarks of the Honorable Supreme Court for the simple reason that they seem to be treating a common citizen with kid gloves. When they're talking about 90 days, when they're talking about a chief minister, I'm sorry. Do they mean to say that if a person is a chief minister, he would be handled differently than if a person were a common citizen of India? I'm appalled by that. Number two, when my good friend Dr. Muni talks about in a rather patronizing fashion, as to whether we understand English or not, I want to ask him a very simple question. The High Court verdict was also written in English when it said, did it not, Dr. Muni, that the proceeds of crime and Kejriwal were used in the same sentence? Was the High Court wrong? The Supreme Court, while adjudicating in the Manish Sisodia matter, talked about 338 crores. Was the Supreme Court also unable to understand English? Please answer these two questions and I'll come to the final point, Dr. Muni.
Okay, fair enough. You asked me 2-3 questions, logical questions, very good. Do you know, Ranganathan ji, in 2022, liquor scam really started. It came into forefront. In 2023, nothing about Kejriwal came into forefront. In 2023 only, CBI called Kejriwal and Kejriwal went and gave a statement there physically. It is only in 2023 to March 2024 that he was not arrested. After that, he was arrested just because of before model code of conduct. Do you know why?
One second. Listen to me. Dr. Muni, please. One second. I know where you're going with this. But, had he been arrested on the first day, you would have cried. You would have said that India has become a banana republic. Now, if a probe is unpeeling the onion layer by layer, then you have a problem with that also. Anyhow, let's not go down that route. You're not even answering Dr. Ranganathan. He asked you two specific questions. You're not answering. But Tehseen Poonawalla, before I run out of time, I want to come to you. Look, willy-nilly, this matter is before the courts. Let's agree to that. We know this. Yeah. There has been no clean chit that has been given. Let's agree to that also. Yes? Yeah. Okay, but I just want to ask you this. You represent the Congress party. How do you like to see your own ally, who never won public sympathy, how do you see his perception sinking so much in the public opinion and you sticking to him? Do you think the time has come when you part ways like some of the more experienced political voices in the Delhi Congress are saying? Or do you want to still stick to Kejriwal?
Doesn't matter. Liberty is most important. No, liberty is most important. Okay. It can be anybody. Even if it's for somebody in the BJP, you, Anand, would stand up for liberty. Liberty is paramount. I do hope, just 2 points. I do hope Section 45 of the PMLA is struck down. It was a terrible thing for Supreme Court to uphold. But I just want to make one point for your viewers to understand. This interim bail on conditions that is repeatedly being told to us, all bail is on condition, including the bail to the Honorable present Home Minister of India, where when he got bail, he was told not to enter Gujarat. So all bail is conditional. Please understand that, Rahul. No
and wasn't that by the Congress seen as a validation of their case, yes or no?
So this is seen by Arvind Kejriwal as a validation of his innocence.
No, this is being seen, the fact that the conditions were imposed. My dear friend, what are you saying? Anyhow, you see, viewers, when the conditions were imposed on Mr. Amit Shah, and we are going right back now to 2010, I think, if I'm not mistaken. At that time, the Congress said, see, we told you. Today, conditions are imposed on Kejriwal and they're saying, no, he's innocent. Now, viewers...
We told you he's innocent, he was in jail.
Viewers, look. The fact of the matter is that Mr. Kejriwal today finds himself between a rock and a hard place. There is no doubt about that. In the court of public opinion also, his reputation has taken a bit of a beating. And that's pretty apparent from the fact that the Aam Aadmi Party that was supposed to win 3 seats in Delhi and all 13 in Punjab didn't do so. In fact, its vote share has come down. Now, viewers, that was at a time when Mr. Kejriwal himself was released on interim bail to campaign so that the campaign could be on equal terms. Viewers, perception battles are won only when you come out absolutely clean. But the moral battle can be won quicker. And the moral battle, if that needs to be won, someone also must be seen to be above, viewers, corruption. How is Mr. Kejriwal going to present himself as someone who's seen to be above corruption? That's the fundamental question. I leave it at that, viewers. Coming up, The Right Stand with Anand Narasimhan.